I mean, but know what you could have done, if anything. You still had a chance to hear them if you had Apple Music for the live stream that Kanye West did for Donda. Because because they ended up, I guess Kanye saw the verses and he had to go pull them. Because we end up getting the locks on the Donda project, which unfortunately hasn't came out if you are listening to this right now.
Yeah. What's this? Like week 4 now? Because apparently this was teased at early July, then it got pushed to late July.
Right.
And now August 6th per the spokesperson, whatever his fucking name is.
Justin boy.
And then now August 15th is August 13th and August 15th is the 2 new dates that I'm seeing. I'll believe it when I see it with Kanye. With that being said, though, because we could probably talk about the disappointment of him not releasing the album, what I will say is that the performance itself, because I did catch some of it live. I didn't watch the whole thing. The motherfucker was streaming from 12 midnight the prior night till the event, which was, it doesn't happen too often. Let's say that much. So I think it's kind of genius from the guy, though, as far as like the performance itself, because it caught the attention of a lot of people. And it sounds like from people who was actually there, if I'm not mistaken, Spence, you were there again, right?
Yep.
Yes, indeed, man.
I couldn't how I got the tickets. Who'd you join?
Hey.
Part of Team Jamaica, that's what it But like from people that was there at the event, they were saying like, hey, this sounds like a more fleshed out album. The performance was crazy with him rising up to the top of the stadium.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Kanye for that, though. Like, I got to give him one of these. Like, bless that man's heart, because like you don't see too many rappers going out of the way to do that. I mean, Travis Scott may do something similar, but Kanye, man, he's holding that championship belt when it comes to performances for rappers.
What made me laugh about the whole thing was he had these 2 women sitting in this room like very still for like what seemed to be hours. Like
with the red dresses.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I'm not sure as to how long they were in there, but they looked really still, and it was just like very crazy to see.
Hold on, so that. Okay, because I ended up checking that stream out at one point, and I thought my thing was freezing because I saw some woman sitting there, and I thought it was Anna Wintour at first, right? And I'm like, oh, he has Anna Wintour here. He's about to drop this album. He has to be if she's here, right? And then I'm like, okay, maybe my thing is buffering. Maybe my Wi-Fi is crappy at the moment. So the whole time I'm thinking this person was just sitting still the whole time.
Yeah, and then randomly Sci-Hi looked to come in out of the picture randomly and start doing like it was crazy. Yeah,
of all people.
Yeah, it was just
he was doing like wild. Martial arts, right?
Yeah, he was doing martial arts shit. Like, and then like he started joking around. It was obviously like, I guess he was just in the room, but it was different. I haven't seen much like this.
You all. And Spence, what kind of service do you have? You said that your service Wi-Fi, buffering, whatever.
Hey man, listen, I got blessed. I got too blessed to be stressed. Wi-Fi, man.
Hey man, as long as you save your money. So
yeah, hey man, exactly, man. It comes in time. It works when it needs to. It worked. It worked when I needed to buy the ticket for the show.
There you go, Metro PCS to the rescue. No, for our listeners, Spence, he knows how to handle his shit.
Nah, he's good.
My Wi-Fi did come in handy when I wanted to get this ticket, right? And
okay.
I'm not even gonna go through the whole story of the before the show and the after the show craziness, right? But I can say this: when I got to the show, same thing. Everybody sitting around waiting. I timed myself this time, so I got there not too long before the show started versus sitting there for 2 hours like Kanye did the first time. Though he did make people wait again, and he did have. I didn't try to get merch this time because I just knew like, hey, I know what I'm here for. Kanye had everybody flooding the gates this time. Apparently, actually, this is pretty interesting. So I get to the show, I get to my seat. And of course, checking Twitter, all of this stuff, people are saying Jay-Z has flown in. I see Solange goes on live on her Instagram about Well, she just starts singing. I don't know if that is connected to Kanye or she has an album coming out. Who knows? But all I know is I get there, people are start yelling, talking about, oh yeah, I can't. Hopefully Jay-Z comes out and performs. And I'm thinking, hey, I went to this last time. Kanye didn't say a word, but I'm gonna let you find that on your own. So and the show ends up starting, everybody goes crazy, whatever. And this time, if like you guys said, if you saw the stream, you saw everybody was wearing these bulletproof vests, and Kanye was dressed out in all these spikes at one point, or somebody was. So he kind of went with that theme this time, but this time it was like his bid. So I'm just giving the listeners like a visual of like what this idea of what it was like being in there. Like, yeah, all you saw this time, because the first show it was just nothing but a all white. The whole football field was white. This time at the 50-yard line, it was like this circle of lights and then a bid. And apparently like it was like in the middle of the whole thing. So I guess you can see it with the roof open on the stadium or whatever, right? Kanye starts performing. People are like kind of lost because they don't know what's going on because of the music. But then next thing you know, you start realizing, luckily for me, I know the songs. So I started rapping to them. You start hearing it. And then next thing you know, you start seeing this crowd of people start running into like the scene or whatever around Kanye. And the person sitting next to me is like, oh yeah, I heard you're supposed to wear all black and you can get on the floor, da da da. And next thing you know, it's just a performance nonetheless. And I mean, I could go through all like the little granular details, but it would be a lot. We wouldn't have that much time. I wouldn't have enough time for it. That's like a whole episode in itself, I feel like. But I can say this, like at one point, the show is just, at some point you just recognize it as a performance. And this time I can say with Kanye, though he didn't speak, you can tell that this, to me, it goes into my theory that I think this is more of a performing arts type of thing. I think Kanye is really shifting himself away from just music itself and going into more of a, hey, I'm a complete artist now, right? Where you look at just his influences from the fashion industry to the art world and how he's been able to always pull those things together. I think this time this is what his plan is, because you realize there's people all around him, and then looking on from what's going on in the back, like via like the stream, you can tell like, okay, some of these people that are standing there are like famous people, and you just hearing different songs and all of this. And like, it's so much I could really say, but I'll just jump to the end, right? Oh, shout outs to Conway, because he is on I heard his verse also on this album, and it was amazing. But at the end, like you guys were saying with him ascending, I'm leaving because I'm thinking, okay, Kanye's done. Looks like somebody's walked off. Kanye pulled this trick last time when everything was done. And as we're going up the stairs, you hear No Child Left Behind, and you see these lights just blaring up through the roof because the roof is open. And you just start seeing Kanye ascend. It was like probably one of the most magical things I've ever seen before. And like you said, Lau, like we've never seen someone put this much into the work, especially as a rapper. Maybe Travis Scott. Drake has done this thing of the whole basketball court, the stage the size of a basketball court, but it's just him running back and forth.
Right.
This was like one of the most craziest things, and it was scary as a fan, as a long-term fan of Kanye. It's probably one of the scariest things to watch. And I just say that because when you look at it, it's like he's probably at least like 100. It looks like 100 feet in the air, practically. And I mean, you're a wrestling fan, so you've heard certain stories. Like I forget the certain wrestler, but
RP Owen Hart.
Yeah, like it was one of those moments of like just having that memory is like, this could be very scary, because this is like, you could tell this is someone willing to put everything into this. So shout outs to Kanye for that. I eventually just left after seeing that because I was just like, it was just so much to take in, but you can tell that this is definitely a project that we won't be getting for a couple more weeks. I don't think this will be out I don't think this album will come out until Drake puts his album out, unfortunately. And I think that's based off chatter that you see on via social media, as well as like what Kanye seems to be doing. But I will say this was from what I've heard, this is a great album. hopefully Kanye is able to figure out the best way to capitalize on the hype that he still has around this album, because